Hi everyone, welcome to our channel. My name is Grace.
And I'm Henry, and we're excited that you're here. I'm a travel respiratory therapist.
And I formerly worked in diversity, equity, and inclusion consulting. We're starting our real estate journey and we're so excited to bring you along. We're here to build wealth. How about you?
So I've been a travel respiratory therapist for 3 years now, and we travel to Colorado, Washington State, Hawaii, and back in San Diego. We started this channel to document our journey from the ground up.
That's right. And we didn't grow up learning anything about financial management or how to build wealth. This is all new to us and we're learning.
As a travel respiratory therapist, we know that we all get into this line of work so that we can build more income. We became interested in real estate investing because we wanted financial freedom, and I personally learned as a respiratory therapist, investing into a Roth IRA is not a bad thing, but you're just pretty much building your own social security. And after doing some calculations, I saw that it wasn't enough for us to retire. And through real estate investing, I learned that I could help our families, even our friends, and also new Gator members and existing Gator members too.
So I have been in a season of unemployment for over a year. I formerly co-founded a DEI consulting business with 2 other business partners about 3 years ago. 2 years into it, I realized that I was really depressed and not fulfilling this creative potential that I had in myself, and that I had been jumping from job to job, career opportunity to the next, suffering and striving to be someone that I ultimately didn't end up liking. And I had a hard conversation with both of my business partners about leaving the company, and it's been over a year now. And since that time, I've been in the deep wilderness with God, and there was a lot that God had to heal me from. And luckily we got to do it on the beautiful island of Hawaii. But it was a time of going deep with the Lord and understanding what my true identity is in Jesus and who God had designed me to be, which is someone who was meant to exercise her voice, share her story, and help other people along the way. I just didn't know in what fashion and form it was going to be. So a lot of that was just building intimacy with God and learning to hear his voice and him healing a lot of things in me, which included the fear of man, caring a lot about what other people thought about me rather than showing up to different spaces and places and projects. Really just allowing my gifts to come alive and to exercise them in ways that really empowered other people. So in that season, though, we also, for the past 5 years, have been financially supporting my parents. And that's been really difficult, especially since I was out of work. We were relying primarily on Henry's income, and whatever I generated from unemployment benefits, being out of work, and picking up part-time work at a floral shop in Hawaii helped supplement what my parents needed for their rent, their basic amenities, and some of their bills. And so they heavily relied on us. Now my brother has stepped in, has been able to fully take them in Texas. They've moved from California to Texas recently. And we had just feeling our belts tighten to the max in a way that we had not in a really long time. And growing up in families of immigrants, we understood just the trials and tribulations that our parents had gone through and all the hard work that it took, them suffering and striving for us to be in a better place, to get the education that we needed. We just took a hard look at our future and realized that it was really difficult to save and to invest in our own future. And so we were looking for opportunities to figure out what it would be, what it would take for us to build extra sources of income, but to also fulfill this deep interest. We have this insatiable hunger to travel, to live unconventionally, to live freely, and that would require us not being stuck to a full-time job for each of us. It just wasn't something that we were interested in, and I'm sure that resonates for a lot of people. And us being in our early 40s, hitting our middle-aged life, I think there's a lot of dreams that God has been pouring into us, helping cultivate bigger dreams for ourselves in ways to multiply what we are stewarding, resources that we can steward well, and to help shape into opportunities that might go back into our own businesses or helping other people with small businesses or other people who have a desire to launch different creative projects or projects that bring in some income. So I think there's a lot of opportunity here, and we're so grateful to have stumbled upon this. We feel like it's really timely and one of many ways that we can think creatively and build resources creatively.
And to add further into what Grace just said, we feel like the values we possess aligns with Pace Morby's Gator community. Pace Morby in one of his videos mentioned that this journey is going to be hard and we are going to be overwhelmed. And just like how I was overwhelmed with being in RT school and now it's very easeful, I think this is no different. We can go more into our story about our families and how much they need help and stuff, but this is also about stepping into our identity, who Christ calls us to be. And that is about bringing God's kingdom on earth as it is in heaven. And just like how Grace mentioned earlier, there's many ways to do this. We'll give more examples as time goes by, but since this is just an introductory video, we want to share just on why we started this. And we're not worried so much about how things are going to happen, but it is more about stepping into who God called us to be, and we'll emphasize a lot on that value of ours because that is at the core of who we are. Before Grace and I got married, that's when we first started traveling in 2022. And just like most nurses and even RTs, when you first travel, you want to travel because you want to make more income. And for me, the reason why I want to make more income is because we had to support Grace's parents, and I also support my family as well. And traveling was the gateway to make that happen. Now, traveling has been great, but there has been ups and downs and some challenges as well. First thing is, when you travel to a new place, it takes a while to build community and to get plugged into a community, whether it's with the church or even make some friends with your neighbors or even at work. But once your contract is up, you have to pack up and get to the new location, or you have the option to extend. Now, I can get more further into my traveling experiences later. Now, during our travel adventures, although it was fun seeing new places, experiencing new things, and experiencing 4 seasons, unlike California, we start to get an idea of what we like and what we don't like, and where we want to find a home, and what we look for in a new home. And that leads me to buying a home. Buying a home in California, as we know, is very expensive. The property taxes are very high. But Grace had a vision to homestead, particularly in North Carolina. Now, why North Carolina? I looked into it myself. The homes are cheaper. The property tax is actually a little bit higher than California. Even though I can make more as a travel respiratory therapist, it all depends on the season too. Because sometimes you will see a contract that is $3,000 a week, and your next contract assignment might be $2,000 a week. So it can get me either ahead or behind. And also in our situation, that gets us behind. And I realized that it's going to take me a lot longer to come up with just a down payment in buying a home. So to buy a $350K home, I will need at least $50K. And that would take at least 5 years when I did the math. When we came across joining Pace Morby's Gator community, we saw that time length can be a lot shortened. And this community is very helpful. And so far, the people we met has been very great. And everyone is willing to help each other out. That's another thing that aligns with our values, to help each other. I mention all this because I'm someone that has struggled with financial security. When I first became an RT, that was a long journey in and of itself. I struggled because I couldn't find a job for a whole year. And even when I landed a well-paying job as a traveler, there is still something at the core that still bothers me to this day. And that has been financial security. And do I think that the Gator Method is a one and done resolution to all this? Maybe. I've always had this burden of trying to take care of my family and our parents that's retired but no retirement savings. I feel like this is a vehicle to help them sufficiently in that way. And I saw a lot of hope in making this happen through the Gator Method.
So we are literally at the start of this Gator line. We just joined over a week ago and have jumped right into learning, doing all the training modules, trying to get our safety badge completed before a big challenge comes up at the end of the month. And we're learning a lot. A lot of the information is overwhelming because we are totally new to real estate investing. But what has been really encouraging is meeting all these awesome people that are living out this idea, this belief about what it looks like to be a go-giver. And that is a new concept that we are learning and experiencing right here in the Gator community, in the Sub-2 community. And that's been really encouraging. But we are learning, we are jumping on all the Zooms. We're trying to get everyone's Blink contacts and schedule calls for the month. And we're even going out to another meetup event, San Diego JV meetup tonight. And we're looking forward to connecting with new friends and even seeing old ones and reconnecting with Jason Park for the first time. So it's just really exciting that we have all these resources and all these members willing to connect in person as well as online. And there's still a lot to learn. So we're hoping to share all the behind the scenes of what that looks like, all the ways that we're maybe failing or learning and messing up, but I'm sure all those are going to be good takeaways for what it actually looks like to put a good deal together.
And we're going to talk about a lot of ups and downs, challenges, and success stories, also failures as well in this channel. And another huge challenge for me is that I'm not an extrovert. I learned that I have to put myself out there, and for me it takes a lot of energy and work to do that, to go into these meetups. But that is going to be a key and essential part of our success in this Gator method. Our short-term goal is to close our first Gator deal and learn the ropes of creative finance.
And our long-term dream is to build a life of freedom. We really want to have a flexible, free life that includes investing in properties, homesteading, hosting others, and helping other people along the way. So please stick around. We promise you'll see all the behind the scenes of our journey. That includes the ups and downs, the deals that we're trying to make, the things that we're learning, and all the takeaways that we're getting from the Zooms. You'll see all the behind the scenes action. That means what we're learning, failing at, figuring out, and just trying to do.
We'll share what works for us, what didn't work, all our failures, successes, how we will implement our faith into this, just real talk and relationship building in the world of real estate.
So we're really curious if you're starting your real estate journey for the first time or new to the Gator community, or maybe you're a seasoned expert, you're an elite in Sub-2 or Gator, we would love to connect with you.
Leave a comment below and tell us where you're at. We'd like to connect with you. We'll see you next time.